there was a man that walked into a store to return a pair of eyeglasses that he had purchased for his wife a week before. And the store manager was curious and asked, "What seems to be the problem, sir?" And the man replied, "I am returning these glasses I bought for my wife. She is still not seeing things my way." That's it. Yeah. So today I wanted to have a conversation with you about vision, not really about eyesight. Eyesight is our ability to see with our physical eyes, and vision is our ability to see with our inner eye. And so I wanted to talk with you just about a vision. What is a vision? One philosopher said that vision is the art of seeing the invisible. That a vision is something that has yet to unfold, but has been imagined. A vision calls us to something greater. And it just seems that right now, and it seemed appropriate on Memorial Day for us to talk about a vision. A vision for our world, a vision for our country, a vision for our lives. Something greater than we're currently living, something greater than we're currently seeing. Because visions come from a place of faith and imagination. For we can't have a vision without faith. Because it hasn't happened yet, has it? And it's something that we're living into. But we have to also call forth our power of imagination to see it. It's meant to empower and inspire. It's meant to call us up to be more than what we're being. It's meant to stretch us and challenge us and to be more than we ever thought or imagined we could be. It invites us to turn inward to our inherent wisdom and to follow that, because as you know, visions sometimes lead people into conversations and experiences that sometimes others don't understand. Think about all the change agents in our world. Think about the inventors in our world. There have been many famous inventors who rose up beyond the most difficult circumstances and challenged the status quo and made their mark on the world through holding a vision and saying yes to their dream. And I just want to share just a couple of those with you right now. Actually, 3. Madam C.J. Walker was born into poverty. Her parents died at an early age, and she had to live with her older sister where she was abused. She married at the age of 14, and her husband died when she was 20 years old. She earned $1 a day. But in spite of this, she managed to save enough money to send her daughter to school and create a business of cosmetics and hair products for Black women. Louis Braille became blind at the age of 3, yet he went to school and was successful in his studies and invented the Braille system of writing for the blind. George Washington Carver was born into slavery and was not allowed to enter college because of his race. But he persisted in his work in botany and agriculture and revolutionized the methods of farming. These people held a vision of something greater than their current circumstances. Have you ever held a vision of something and people said, "What? Really?" And looked at you kind of like, "Are you crazy?" Yeah. A vision calls us to stand in the midst of that and keep saying yes. Carl Jung said, "Your vision will become clear only when you look into your heart. Who looks outside dreams, who looks inside awakens." Because what's inside is the fullness of our divinity, is the fullness of our wisdom, is the fullness of everything that we need to unfold a vision that is greater than what we can currently see and currently really know. Dreaming is important. It's a good first step. But it's been said that vision without action is a dream, and action without vision is simply passing the time. Action with vision is what makes a positive difference in the world. So a vision really isn't a thing. It's an intention that we hold. And I remember when I had a coaching practice. I used to be a life coach. I had a practice over in Vienna, Virginia. Vision was what I started people out with. Like, what's your vision? And sometimes they would look at me like, what do you mean? And so we'd just start digging. Because often we have to move through our fears to imagine something greater than our current circumstances, than what we currently have in our heads is really possible. And have you ever been with someone who has lived into their vision and they're standing in it and they're like, yeah, it's really possible? That's what felt in my heart to share with you today. What is a vision in your life? What is something that maybe has tugged at your heart for years that you've really wanted to do, or you've really wanted to be, or you've really wanted to express? And for whatever reason, you haven't yet. What is your vision? What is calling you to the big picture of your life? And so what also came to me today is to share with you this conversation in relationship to our spiritual community. Because I don't know if you remember, last year we had a community meeting, and those of you that were here, we got in little small groups. Do you remember? And there was a board member in each of your small groups, a little flip chart, and we asked you some questions. And those questions were, what do you see Unity of Gaithersburg aspiring to be? What is ours to do to unfold this aspiration? And what are the pillars on which we stand? So, we had an ulterior motive. We wanted to get your responses to these questions to just look and see if our current community vision and mission and core values are where we still are as a community. There's nothing wrong with the ones we currently have, not a thing. They're amazing. But as we know, we evolve on our spiritual journey, and as we evolve, our vision evolves. And so as a spiritual community, we've evolved. We've expanded into a new place. And as the board took a look at the responses that you gave to these questions, we realized, yes, we're on an expansive path of creating a new vision and mission and core values. Woohoo! So I wanted to share this with you, and we're also going to share it at the community meeting, but I wanted to share with you some of the responses that you gave that led to the discernment of our new vision, mission, and core values. And as I share this with you, this process is not just about a community doing this. Think about this from the context of your own vision, creating your own vision for your life. What are you aspiring to be? And what is yours to do to have that aspiration unfold? And what are the pillars on which you stand? So, in the responses that you gave, there was a lot of energy around being, around oneness, around connection and inclusivity, of honoring everyone. There was energy around our divinity, and especially service and getting beyond ourselves. So, given your responses, there were some community members and board members that got together and discerned this new statement for our community. So I invite you just to open your heart and hear these words. Being love, joy, and harmony, we expand the consciousness of oneness. Being love, joy, and harmony, we expand the consciousness of oneness. Isn't that yummy? Okay, can we live into that together? See, remember, a vision is something that we live into. It's not over there. We bring a vision to this present moment, and we live into it, and we live into it, and we live into it, because our future is happening moment by moment by moment. Okay? So being love, joy, and harmony, we expand the consciousness of oneness. And so what is ours to do to have that happen? Our mission. This is so beautiful. And remember, you contributed to this. This is from your responses. We are a heart-centered, evolving, and expansive spiritual community dedicated to expressing our divinity and honoring all through spiritual practice, education, and service. Do you love it? I'm going to say it again. Okay, just breathe in the words. We are a heart-centered, evolving, and expansive spiritual community. Just breathe that in. Dedicated to expressing our divinity and honoring all through spiritual practice, education, and service. I have God bumps. Yay, yeah, you can clap. So spiritual practice. Folks, that's why we're here every week. Because one of the beautiful things that I think maybe has brought us all to unity is that unity is about the practical application of spiritual teachings. How do we live it every single day? Not as an intellectual concept, but as something that we live into moment to moment, that we choose consciously moment to moment. So our community, as we are being love, joy, and harmony, we're expanding the consciousness of oneness. We are a stand for spiritual practice. We're about that. And education. Keep teaching. We're going to keep teaching our spiritual classes, SEE Week, and offering opportunities to learn and grow so that we can deepen our ability to practically apply our teachings. To me, honestly, every Sunday morning is a classroom. I feel like we come here to learn. And honestly, if you really want to grasp these teachings and live them in your life, I highly recommend that you take a class. So you can really be with other people, you can share in a cohort of learners. It's a beautiful experience. And this community is saying yes to that. Through things like SEE, yes, of course, our 4T classes, our prayer chaplain training we just had, insight meditation retreats, the connection practice, workshops that are coming up led by Maureen. Yeah. And then finally, service. Again, there was a lot of energy around us getting beyond ourselves and giving to others. Because, folks, that's why we call the announcements. I know they're announcements, but they're named transformational opportunities because as we serve, we transform. As we give of our gifts and our talents and our tithes. So our annual Angel Project, last year we gave 1,000 books to Summit Hill Elementary. And I am declaring today in front of you that we are going to do another recirculation day, or I call it the Great Gaithersburg Giveaway. I'd like to do it the first Saturday in October, and I am looking for people to be on my team. And so start cleaning out your garages and your closets for things that are gently and lovingly used that we can just give. We can just give and recirculate our good. We've got a perfect place to do it. Let's do it. Are you with me? Okay, let's live into our mission. So here we are, and we're talking about our vision and mission, and I'm going to talk about core values next week, the pillars on which we stand. That'll be yummy. Because we all really could be served by this process. What's your vision for your life? What's your mission? And what are your values? Wow. Because we're change agents. And we get to be clear what's ours to do and what we're living into. And I wanted you to know as your minister what you can count on from me with this new vision and mission and core values. You can count on from me that I will always lead and teach from my inherent wisdom to the best of my ability. I'm going to do my darndest. And you can count on me to always behold the divinity that you are. And I'm going to call you into expressing it fully. And sometimes you might say, don't do that. But I'm going to do it anyway. Because I love you. And you can count on me to tithe. You can count on me. What you pay me, I tithe 10%. And my life transformed from tithing my money. And that's a whole nother talk that I'd love to do with you. Because I think money is a beautiful thing. It's energy, it's moving. And as we give, we receive tenfold. So you can count on me to tithe my time, my talent, and my treasure. And to always stand in the knowing that this community is amazing and that we are on a journey to be all we are here to be because, folks, we can make a difference as a community out there in this world. Just doing what's ours to do, living into our vision, living into our mission, and standing on the pillars of our core values. We can boogie. Are you with me? Okay. So this week, I'm just inviting you in your own quiet time to ask yourself, what do I aspire to be? What's really calling my heart? What's a vision for my life that feels, it has to feel uncomfortable. That's a criteria too. Because if it's comfortable, that's status quo. It's got to be something that is edgy for you, that you can live into and go, oh, yeah. And what is yours to do to unfold it? That's your mission. What is yours to do? And I invite you to discern in your heart what is yours to do to support this community's outpicturing of its vision, for us to live into that and to live and express our mission. What is yours to do? Because it takes a village. I can't do it myself. I can't. And your board can't. It's going to take all of us. It always takes a village. And it's always a lot more fun when the village comes together. Yeah. So just take a deep breath. Thank you so much for your responses. Thank you so much for the stand that you are for this community and for a transformed world. Because, folks, we're living into it. Let's affirm the truth. I say yes to living into an expansion vision for my life and my spiritual community that calls me to stretch, give, and grow. From this yes, I prosper and transform. And so it is. Bless you.